years back, I had an Impulse with me for a couple of days. That belongs to Mr. Sahil, aka Motovlogging. So this bike was with him and I had the Impulse. Now that is not a stock Impulse. That has some things done to the exhaust, the carb, the engine, and basically just touched upon in every area possible, improved upon in every area possible. So yeah, I was riding it for a couple of days and I was really impressed how much fun it can be riding a small bike around the city rather than having to lug around this. So it occurred to me that I should probably get one, as it's a 5-6-year-old bike. It'll be pretty cheap when it comes to a second-hand Impulse. And oh boy, I was wrong. Turns out that the Impulse has a very good resale value, meaning that so many people want it, it has driven the price up. And the thing that is no longer in production does not help. So while we were transitioning from BS3 to BS4, at that time, Impulse was being sold 35,000 rupees a piece, brand new. And right now, if you go out in the market, if you go and check the market, you won't find a good Impulse for a good stock Impulse for anywhere less than 45. If you do, it's probably from Bombay. And the thing with Bombay bikes is that the chassis attracts rust a lot faster than bikes from any other city. So yeah, I was not too keen on getting a bike from Bombay. I searched around, found a couple of bikes, but they were, it did not make sense for me to invest that amount of money in those particular bikes. So we went to test ride the Xpulse. Not because I wanted to buy it or anything. That was not on my mind. That is still not on my mind. And it's just for the sake of, is it any better than the Impulse in any aspect? Bigger forks, bigger wheels, bigger engine, is it any better? Well, it turns out that those two are completely different bikes. As I understand things, Impulse is a MX bike converted for street use. It is what you can call a dual sport motorcycle, maybe. Bare minimum, given bare minimum power. Nimble, easy to ride. You get the point. Xpulse it felt more like a street bike converted for adventure use. Like adventure. It feels more like in its stock state, obviously. This comparison is not fair by any means, whatsoever is because on one hand you have a stock bike which is produced for possibly BS6 emission norms, and on the other hand you have a highly modified BS3 norms abiding motorcycle. So yeah, this is not fair comparison by any means, and as you all might know that BS6 motorcycles or BS6, BS4 even motorcycles are more restricted than the BS3 counterparts. So I had an opportunity to ride a couple of stock impulses too, which were in a very good condition, which were maintained in a very good condition, and even comparing their stock states like stock impulse to the stock Xpulse, I did not notice the power difference much. I mean, the power jump is barely there, and if there is any, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Xpulse is around 40 kgs heavier, I think, than the Impulse. So yeah, but what I would take from it is basically Impulse. A lot of people criticized it for lack of power, heck, even I did, and that is one of the reasons why I did not get my hands on it. I did not even wanted to go near that bike in terms of buying it, not in terms of riding it. To ride it was fun, especially when you're jumping from some 100cc or a 150cc air-cooled machine. So it was a fun bike, but it was not the bike to have in the garage. This was me around 3-4 years back, but now priorities have changed. Going around town with a loud exhaust and stiff suspension, once you realize that you cannot bear that, you have to realize that you're getting old. So yeah, and especially in the rains, this thing is like a mud fountain for the rear passenger or even for the rider when you don't have a proper tail installed. So yeah, cannot ride this in the monsoons. Cannot ride it around in the city, it's too much of an hassle. So the next best possible option for me is to go around everywhere in a car. I tried to do that and I did like it, and me liking car commutes was the part of me that I hated the most. So yeah, I want to get something which is very good to maneuver around in the city through the traffic. It's not that loud or stiff, it's softer, and main point of them all, it should support 2-up riding comfortably. So yeah, that's the reason why I was hunting for an Impulse. But now that the Xpulse came out, I feel that those two are very different bikes and they target very different kinds of audience. One is a smaller adventure bike segment, adventure tourer segment, if you can call that bike a tourer. And one is a Impulse, which is a dual sport do it all thing. And the amount of impulses I've seen, people have gone crazy with the engines, the suspension, the handlebars, and everything on an Impulse. I think it's safe to say that it's the most modded motorcycle that anyone might have. Like out of every 10 Impulses, you'll find at least 5 of them are completely tricked out. So yeah, it's an enthusiast bike, and I love that about it. But it's really sad that we cannot get one brand new anymore. I hope that Honda, someone in Honda shares the same pain as I do right now, and gets something like a, even if you get the same thing as Impulse, like the I think it's called NXR 150 Bros or something. Even if you get that thing, it'll be a game changer. And that to a Honda engine on it, nothing like it. Also, safe to mention, Xpulse is not as refined. It's very heavy and feels like a street bike. So yeah. Having said that, it's the only bike in that category, in that price range. So yeah, the closest rival for Xpulse I think will be a Himalayan, but that to Himalayan is way too heavy. So these were my thoughts about, even though they are all scattered, these are my thoughts about the Xpulse versus Impulse internal debate that I'm feeling right now. That's it. This was my first motovlog. This was my motovlog in a long time. I mean, I've not done motovlogs since, I don't know, since I've started Unleaded Care, or even before that. What the f***? I hope to be making more of these very soon and more frequent. But that's just a hope. Let's see what happens. Until then, see you. Vroom 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 vroom.